Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. So I'm just going to kind of hang here for a second while we let people join and log into the system, and then we'll get started in just a moment when it starts to quiet down here for a second. I will say to everybody that joined, with this, this will be kind of an interactive discussion as we go through things. I'm going to lead the whole thing. Usually we'll have two people doing this, but I'm going to run the whole show today. So with that said, it'll work best for me if everybody uses the Q&A function if you've got questions as we go through this. And I'll stop periodically and address the questions as we kind of go through the whole presentation of this particular house. And it seems like the flow of folks has leveled off here. So I think we'll go ahead and begin with this. So my name is Chuck. I'm a regional sales manager out of the Portland metro area. So covering the northern parts of Oregon, southern parts of Washington, or northern parts of Oregon, southern parts of Washington, and then the Oregon coast. This virtual open house that we're going to do today is on the Creston Plan. It's a 2,512 square foot plan. It's got some different aesthetics and things like that. So I'll show you kind of the standard plan that we've got, and then I'll show you what these customers built and the video walkthrough. And through that video, we'll talk about standards and upgrades and answer everybody's questions as best we can to show you the house. So I think we're good there, and no questions to begin this. So with the Creston Plan, this house locally is, I was going to pull it up just so, and I'll kind of give this to you in advance, and then we can sort of dig in a little bit later. But this house, this farmhouse, we did it as a farmhouse in this style right here with a side load garage. This house that I'll show you today has about $50,000 worth of upgrades. The key ones that I'll sort of bring up here are master bathroom upgrade, 9-foot plate height. We've got some upgraded flooring. And those are kind of the big hitters. The house we did had a side garage placement, painted cabinets, upgraded appliance package, quartz counters in the kitchen area. So those are the key kind of upgrades that we did. First, I'll talk about the houses that exist. So this house has some different looks to it. So, and of course they kind of range in price. So you start with the classic look. That is going to be lap siding top to bottom. It'll all be hardy plank siding and hardy trim. So it's a full hardy exterior. We do an IKO architectural roof on all of our homes, standard at the base price. Then you step up to something like Traditions. This will just give you a little bit more ornamentation to the outside of the house. You'll see right here it adds this small gable just to kind of decorate it out. And instead of being lap siding, this will convert to batten board just to give you some differences in siding and things like that. A couple other details to point out is it adds corbels when we do the Traditions look. So again, just more architectural details. We put windows in the garage door, windows in the front door, and then some window trims around all of the windows in the house. So that's what you get on the price difference between a classic and a Traditions. When you go up to Signature, it'll be just a couple additional details. One, I'll tell you to kind of notice the posts right here, and then notice the peaks as I switch over. So then we do a double peak. Again, these are not structural in the sense that it kind of gives vault options or anything like that, but it's more of just for the exterior aesthetic. We do more detailed posts, so a little bit more architectural details on the posts. What we're showing here has two additional options. That doesn't not include the base price of the Signature series. It has an optional wraparound porch that we were showing on this, and then optional stonework that you can add. And you can add that to any of the homes. We're just showing it on the signature series. One last detail is on this band right here, you go from what's called a belly band to a dental rail. So again, just more architectural details on it. So just kind of upping the exterior aesthetics of the house. Lastly, for this house, and the house that we're going to look at today, was designed as a farmhouse aesthetic. So the farmhouse also has an optional wraparound porch, but it converts everything on the front of the house to a batten board look. So a top to bottom vertical siding, so very much a farm look. Adds window grids into the windows. It gives you a different style of post, and it shows well on the video, so I'll show everyone that. It gives you more of like a knee brace cedar post, really nice looking post. A very nice upgraded front door comes in our farmhouses. And then we just do little details like this little kind of shed roof eyebrow over the garage door. So you'll see that on a lot of our farmhouse aesthetics. And then of course, your farmhouse garage door that comes with that as well. So if we talk about this plan specifically, we'll kind of go to the floor plan down here. Oh, and then the base prices. So this is in out of our Aurora, Oregon office. Here is the base prices for those looks for the 2,512 square foot house. So the classic at 277, 282, 286, and the house we're looking at today, 288, 499. Now we'll scroll down to, or I passed it. Oh, I went too far. Okay, the layout. So the way this house is designed from a layout standpoint is you've got your master on the main with your kind of secondary bedrooms all upstairs. So you'll have a kitchen dining space on the main level with a nice size island and a walk-in pantry, a 16 by 15 great room. You'll have a half bath right at the staircase, and then your primary suite over on this side. So you'll have a master bath. In our master baths, we include 2 sinks, and there will be an optional master bath upgrade, which these customers selected, and I'll show that to you. You can also see that on this plan, it has a pass-through kind of mudroom utility room off of the garage. So the garage enters into the washer and dryer space in the house, and then into the main living space. So it's a popular feature is to have a garage lead into a room of that. And then when we go upstairs, a lot of great space upstairs. So you get a very large bonus room upstairs. So this is a good family plan for people that have you know, children and things like that. You really kind of want to give them their space. This kind of ends up being like the adults downstairs, the kids upstairs kind of a plan. It gives you four full bedrooms upstairs with its own bathroom upstairs. And then this is a furnace closet that we've got. So it's just a nice space upstairs for the other family members to do it. You also have an option for a dual master suite, which I won't go into manipulating this, but for people that are looking for multi-generational living situations, there is an option on this house that converts bedroom 4 and 5 into a second master. It'll push this wall out a little bit and kind of extend it out this way. And it adds a bathroom, a private bathroom with a large size bedroom on its own. So, you know, a lot of folks that are interested in stepping into this program, it's, you know, aging parents or just multi-generational living. This is a great plan for that too, because it would give you 2 masters and still give you 2 extra bedrooms in the house on top of that. So it's a really good plan for anybody that's kind of looking for that kind of living. So I'm going to jump into the question and answer session. Nobody's got any questions, so we will keep on going. And feel free to fire off questions as we go. You know, I'll be happy to kind of answer that as we sort of tackle this. Next, I was going to show you just a picture of this customer's house and how this house was done. So the first thing I'll note is this did a side garage. This house, if you've got this, usually on our plans, we'll show a front garage option just because for most city lots, you don't have the width to do a wide house or a side garage. But if you do, I really think it adds to the aesthetics of this house. One thing is, if you do the front garage, it kind of goes up in this space and walks into the utility room. On the side, it still walks into the utility room, so you still get that same functionality. But to me, the really nice part is on a side garage, it ties in that front porch, so the front porch extends all the way across the front of the house. So it gives you a great front outdoor living space. I think it looks fantastic on the plan. I think it gives it a really nice farm look. And all the same functionality. So anybody that's looking at this plan, I think it's a really good way to do it if you've got the space on the lot. A couple things that we'll show here. So these customers were pretty pragmatic with their upgrades. One of the most expensive upgrades selected was the 9-foot plate height. Just so you know, on the main level of the house, that'll increase the size of all of the windows by 1 foot. So on the standard plan, this would show as a 6-foot by 5-foot window. On a 9-foot plate height, we add a foot to the height of the window. So you get a 6-foot by 6-foot window. Other details that are included with the 9-foot plate height is all your kitchen cabinetry. We add 6 inches to the uppers of the kitchen cabinetry on a 9-foot plate height. Your garage door becomes a foot taller. You've got more space. So we do an 8-foot garage door. We do an 8-foot sliding glass door out the back, so a large sliding glass door out the back. And of course, the 9-foot plate height in addition to the larger windows. So all those features kind of come with a 9-foot plate height. You'll see in the master bathroom that they selected the master bath upgrade. That'll upgrade from a tub shower unit, which is standard, and it breaks it up into 2 pieces. So you get a fiberglass walk-in shower and a fiberglass soaker tub. From that point, you can kind of keep upgrading things. You can do tiled showers or deck soaker tubs and things like that. So we can kind of talk about it, or I can answer questions as we go through that process. And then lastly, you'll see these customers did a fireplace. The style of fireplace we did with this is a gas fireplace, and it kind of gives you this little foundational bump out right there, so it sits more flush inside of the house. So I see some questions have rolled in, so I'm going to go ahead and open that up and cover that with everybody real quick, and then we'll kind of get there. What cement patio is standard, such as front porch and back porch? So that is a good question. Okay, so when we're talking about putting a project together with customers, there's different components and different responsibilities. And so if you haven't met with someone in an office, I would highly encourage you to go sit down and speak with somebody at the office. What we cover is the foundation inwards on most of our homes. So it doesn't have a cement patio out the back as a standard. Most people contract with their excavator. Most excavators we work with have concrete services, and they will contract with the excavation service team to do porches and patios and things like that. We'll do the roof covers and things like that for the hoods or for the patio covers, but others will generally do the flat work or deck work on the outside of the house. With that said, we can't see the photo still on the plan. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let me reshare. That's good feedback. Let's go to here, share. There you go. So I'll kind of cover that again. So we don't do the flat work. Now, with that said, I'll give you a caveat. If we do a turnkey package with customers and we pick up the excavation services, then we do the concrete work outside the house. We'll put in a 20-foot driveway. We'll do concrete underneath any porch cover that's purchased. If you don't do a porch cover, then we would just do a 10-foot by 10-foot slab off the sliding glass door in the back. Would be kind of standard with our turnkey services. For customers that don't go that route, they generally contract with an excavator or a concrete company to do all the exterior flat work, sidewalks, driveways, things like that. Okay, so I'm glad that we were able to get you guys seeing the plan. Okay, good. Okay, so a bunch of feedback there. So now you guys are seeing the right thing. Am I right? Okay, perfect. So, okay, so I'll circle back. So 9-foot plate height. So you get a foot taller windows. We discussed briefly the master bath upgrade. So generally this is a void space, but when we do it, we convert it to a soaker tub and then a fiberglass walk-in shower. You'll see here, one of the options the customers did is they did a dual shower head. So we added a second shower head right there so they could have water coming from both sides. And then the taller sliding glass door out the back. It won't reflect in any of those other features. And again, you can see that now that the garage is kind of bowed out to the front and not in the very front, but kind of off to the side over here, then you can extend that front porch out across the whole way. So it's a really nice feature of this house. I think aesthetically it does a lot to the house. They left the upstairs pretty much as standard. You know, we didn't do the dual master suite or anything along those lines. So with that said, and actually maybe I'll roll down so you guys can, I'll just show you the house. So let's unstop sharing this and let's get to the video so everybody can see that. And I'll clear out the chat here real quick. Okay. Can you enclose the toilet in the master? Let's take a look and see if that would be a simple change. And that'll be, we'll talk about this too. You know, I'm not sure of where everybody's coming from with this process. So I'll try to explain as much as possible. You can see here, let's go to the main level. So we have stock floor plans and things like that, and they'll have a basket of options that you can choose from. But if there's something specific that you want to do, we can always work with customers on modifying the plans to make it suitable to what your needs are. So we call it redlining, but we can take a plan, draw something up, send it to a purchaser or a drafter and say, hey, is this structurally possible and feasible? And if so, how much would it cost to make that change? And honestly, I don't feel like the prices are exorbitant or anything like that. It's really, you know, there'll be a design fee, usually a couple $100 design fee, possibly an engineering fee, and then just the cost of the change is whatever it costs to make that the actual change. We cap the design fees at $1,500. We cap the engineering fees at $1,700. So even if you made 20 changes, you know, we would cap those fees at a certain amount, and then it would just be the cost of the changes after that. So I find it to be an entirely reasonable process for customers to be able to tweak and modify the plans. And then when you're working with a homeownership counselor, it's really helpful too, because we do it a lot, we do it for a living. And so we're able to look at a plan and think through maybe the waterfall of consequences of a choice that you might not be able to think through. So if you're doing something that'll impact 3 other things in the house negatively, you know, we're more apt to be able to point that out to you so that, you know, when you get the finished result, it's something that you're happy with. So the question on the master bath was, can we enclose it? So it's a good question. And if you guys can see my cursor, I'll explain to you the challenge that I would see with that. So a bathtub has to have a certain amount of clearance in the front of it. So in this case, the way this is designed, we could not do this enclosed because it would encroach on the soaker tub. But what we could do is we could rotate that bathtub or that toilet. So it's so the rounded ends facing the sink right there. You'd probably lose some depth on your countertop right here, because if we rotated it, then we could add kind of a pocket door on the side. And so long as we had enough clearance in the front side of the toilet to meet code, then we could do it. So I do think you'd probably lose maybe 2 feet out of this counter space. So instead of being an 8-foot counter, you'd have to go down to a 6-foot counter. But if you did that, you could likely rotate the toilet and make it a water closet instead of having it be open to the room. So just to kind of give you an idea. So now let's do a new share. Let's get to why you guys came here and start showing the video. Share. And let's open up the video. Okay, so here is the exterior of the farmhouse. So like I said, it comes with an upgraded front door. It's a nice aesthetic farmhouse front door. It comes with these kinds of posts. So, you know, cedar posts with the little knee braces at the top. So it's a nice exposed cedar top. You'll see that the front porch extends all the way across the front, and this is a result of doing the side. That's a result of doing the side garage. Hold on, I messed up. Shoot. There we go. A result of having the garage on the side right there. So you get the nice long extended front porch on this. You'll see the batten board siding. around the whole house. And then they, painted it, obviously they painted it all white, and then they painted the trims around the windows all black. So it gives it that nice, like, black and white pop to the house. Before I continue, I'll check. We got no questions. So, all right, I'll hit play and we'll kind of talk through some certain things. Standard on the roof is a IKO architectural roof, limited lifetime warranty. So a really nice roof. Everything we use is hardy plank on the exterior of the house. The trims, the corners, it's 100% hardy around the whole house. A lot of builders will use inexpensive trims, or they'll use T111 on the sides. We don't do that. Everything on the home will be a hardy product. So an excellent product all the way around your house. And we'll head up to the front porch. So in this house, we actually did that's a standard vinyl. That's a standard vinyl that you're looking at. That's not a laminate or anything along those lines. So yeah, so 9-foot plate height. So you can see the very tall garage door, the taller windows throughout the house. We did a couple upgrades on this house. I'll point it out when we get closer to it. But we did a Craftsman trim for the home. So it's just an upgraded trim package for base molding and door framings. And we did window sills on the windows. When I get a better look at that, I'll show that to you guys on more specifically. The customers added a fireplace. And like I had mentioned, this style does what they call a foundation bump out. So it makes it so that the fireplace is flush. And the customers requested no mantle on this. I'm not sure if they had their own kind of rustic wood thing that they were going to install after the fact, but they requested that we didn't do a mantle. So we just did the tile surround. On a fireplace, that's our standard, is to do a tile surround. But we've got lots of custom options if people want to upgrade to more of a cultured stone look. We can custom option in wood fireplaces. Sometimes people like the fireplaces to kind of come out into the room and be raised with maybe like bench seating and a hearth and things like that. So we can definitely get into the weeds on the fireplace that you're picturing for your home, and modify it and tweak it to your desires. So we've got a lot of nice features as far as that goes. All right, so let's keep going through. Our standard cabinets are a beechwood cabinet. These customers upgraded the cabinets to a painted cabinet. So instead of being a beech stained wood, we did a painted wood on these cabinets. They selected a recessed panel. We've got recessed and raised panels, and all of our cabinets come from Pacific Crest Cabinet Company. So it's a custom made cabinet company. All of the cabinets are made per home. These customers did a soft close package. Soft close package is a small upgrade on the homes. So let's see here. What do we want to talk about here? Excuse me. Some of the other upgrades that we did on this house is iced white quartz. So it'll be quartz countertops we've got in the kitchen. The standard is going to be a laminate countertop. So all the quartzes and granites are upgraded features. We did gas appliances instead of electric. So the standard is electric. To go to a gas appliance is a minimal upgrade. Currently, we're using Maytag and KitchenAid for our appliance packages. If there's something specific that you want, we can delete our appliances. You can purchase your own, and then we'll just ask for the model number so we can spec the cabinets accordingly, so you can kind of get it all fit correctly in the house. So I'll go ahead and hit play here. Well, since I'm managing both ends, I'll keep checking chat. Okay, so I'll go ahead and hit play here, and we'll see it. These customers did I think we focus on it. So when we come around the corner, a lovely farm sink. So we've got a farm sink that's available to us, and an undermount farm sink. There's your gas cooktop appliance package. You can see the pantry over in the corner over there. So just a nice walk-in pantry. We always put 4 wood shelves in a pantry is a standard. Looks like we've got just standard cabinet hardware with knobs. Coming back around to the fireplace, large front window looking out the front of the home. And we turn towards the half bathroom over here. So the downstairs will be serviced by just a small half bathroom. It'll have a pedestal sink, which is what comes standard. And of course the toilet and the towel bar and things like that. For customers that want more storage downstairs, we can convert the pedestal sink to a base cabinet instead, which will be a small fee to kind of convert that through, or just leave it at a pedestal. And we have an upgraded pedestal if you want something, you know, similar, but just maybe with a little bit more detail, a little bit more ornamentation to it. All right, and we're going to circle back around over here. This is the utility room that passes through from the garage. So nice space on the utility room. We don't, it will not come automatically with cabinets. Automatically, we would just put in a shelf above the washer and dryer unit, but we have lots of cabinet options, and a lot of the houses have kind of cabinet packages with 5 foot above the washer and dryer. This house has a nice cabinet package that can be lowers with a sink behind here, and then more uppers and lowers on this side. So it's got an option to do a lot of detailed cabinet packages. When we're working with customers, we're very transparent about our pricing and things like that. So I would always tell people, don't penalize us for our transparency. If you go to a lot of builders, you'll just tell them all the things that you want in a house, and they'll give you a big number. They'll just give you a big number. And a lot of times it knocks people over when they get that big number. The way we would do things is differently. So we would have a design meeting with the customers. We'd go through all the products and the selections and things like that. We'd go through all the options in the house, and we'd build you a fully realized quote and line itemed out. We'll tell you how much everything costs. Sometimes people, you can grow your numbers big, but we'll kind of show you everything so that then you can take it home, pick, choose, prioritize the things that are important to you guys, what you want to do now, what you can do later, and we can kind of work through those details with everybody. So I think it's a great way to kind of to prioritize, get the most options that you want in the house. Gives you control over your own budget. And with a little help from an HOC, then from a home ownership counselor, then we can get you where you want to be. I was going to mention the house that we're looking at today. It's current base price and options price. This structure would be at about $338,000, roughly $335,000 to $340,000. What you would need to include is the price of excavation services, permitting services, things like that. In addition, and we can chat about those details if everybody wants. So in here, this is a master closet. So generous size master closet. We've got options to do double shelf and pull. So if you want more hardware in there, we can add to the hardware. Or if you want to do your own closet organizing system, we can just take out the hardware entirely and give that to you to kind of manage on your own. I'll pause here if we get a little bit closer. So as far as the trim package goes, so we have a standard trim that's a colonial style trim. It's a 3 1/4 base molding and door framing. These customers did a Craftsman trim, which is really popular. It's a square edge molding for the base molding. It's a taller molding and a taller header that goes above the door. The windows come just drywall wrapped at a standard. So you'll see here 6 inches of drywall, and that would go around all 4 sides of the windows. We've got multiple options. These customers selected to add a windowsill that then has also a small apron attached below the wall right there. So added some window trim to it. And we also have fully wrapped window options for casing the windows out entirely. So we present you with those options as we go through the house. So now we're going to head into the master bathroom. From a product standpoint, we use Shaw for the flooring in all of our homes. We use Moen faucets for all of our faucets. I already mentioned Maytag and KitchenAid for the kitchen appliances. These customers left standard plumbing fixtures. At the time, it was chrome plumbing fixtures. We've actually upgraded that. So at our current base price, we are doing brushed nickel. So everything is now converted to where it was chrome before. At our current base price, it is a brushed nickel Cena collection from Moen. So we have upgraded our standard specs on all of our lighting and plumbing fixtures in a house. So we got a question. Are low flow toilets standard? Yes, they are. Oh, another one. Oh, done. Okay. Let's see here. What else would I mention? Recently too, we did what we call a spec update, where we just kind of refreshed where we were at with the base price. We try to present people while we want a basket of options and we want people to be able to control their budget, there comes a point to where if 90% of people are wanting or selecting things in a house, where we try to integrate those things into the base price of the house. So recently, before we did not include garbage disposals or garage door openers, we now do. So we now include a 1/2 horsepower garbage disposal and a 1/2 horsepower garage door opener at the base price. Most customers were opting for our brushed nickel finishes. So we've upgraded the houses. So the houses all have brushed nickel finishes. Another update that we did recently was previously our garages were completely unfinished. They were open studs if it wasn't connected to living space. A lot of people, or the strong desire was the minimum to have the garages be drywalled and taped, even if not insulated. Customers, we got a lot of feedback that people wanted it to be at least have drywall in the garage. So we've done that. So all of our garages will now have a drywall finish, and you can insulate it in addition to that if you'd like to. So some recent updates that we made to the plans, and we're going to keep making updates to meet people's expectations. So there's the fiberglass walk-in shower, fiberglass tub. Like I said, from there you'd also have options for doing tiled showers and things like that. We've got a lot of tile sections from Emser that we go through. Now we must be going upstairs. That's the next place to go. Does anybody have any questions they'd like me to address? These customers added can lights in the great room right there. We put can lights in the kitchen and above the sink, but you have to add them to the great room. And we're going to head up the stairs here. We got a question. Entryway one more time. Yes, I will go to the entryway. I will go to the entryway at the end. And we're heading up the stairs here. So we did an upgraded carpet in this house. In all of the upstairs. And there is the second bathroom upstairs. The second bathroom is going to be a tub shower unit. We can talk about little things. So, when you're working with a homeownership counselor, there is a lot of details to talk about when you're building a house. So if you haven't done so, please get with your local office and sit down and look at their model home or look at their showroom so you can start to familiarize yourself with the options. Because standard in a house is doorknobs, but we've got lever options, we've got bronze options, we've got different front door options. There's just a lot of flexibility with what we can do. We have a strong brand of companies that we go through. So it's unlike other builders. I'm not going to send you to Home Depot to select everything. We've got strong relationships with really good brands, and we try to keep you in that lane. I think personally, most people kind of like that it can become too overwhelming with too many options. So we'll give you a lot of options in the branch, a lot of countertops, a lot of flooring options. And for most people, that entirely meets their needs. It gives them a lot of options to choose from, but doesn't overwhelm them with the entire world. Now, if you wanted something specific from Moen, because that's a vendor partner, then we can get something, we can likely source it from Moen or from Shaw Flooring, or from KitchenAid or Maytag. So while we'll present you with a bunch of standards, we can often work on getting you, from those products, what you're looking for. I just pause here real quick. So they left this bathroom, fundamentally standard. So I was going to kind of show you what that is. So this is called White Cascade. It is It is a laminate countertop with a subway tile backsplash. So white subway tile is our standard backsplash, or bone subway tile is our standard backsplash with a laminate countertop. It's a top mount sink. You can only go under mount if you have a hard surface. So we left top mount sinks in here. The cabinets are upgraded to the painted white right here. But we did leave a standard tub shower in here, which is just a curtain rod. So we've got options to add, sliding doors if you want that added on a tub shower. And I haven't pointed out, but we've got interior door options. The customers left these ones at our standard ones, which is a 6-panel door. I'm going to pause and see what we got. What is the width of the staircase? I'd have to measure it, so I'm not certain. We can kind of take a look, but it's probably about 3.5 feet. I'd have to get a scaled version out and measure it with my scale ruler. So I don't know off the top of my head, but we can take a look at that. Can you upgrade the bathroom countertops to a higher level? Yes, you can. So it's another good question that helps bring the discussion. So a standard master bathroom and kitchen countertop height is a 36-inch countertop height. In bathroom 2 at a standard, we do what we kind of would call the kids cabinet height, which is a 31-inch cabinet height. I want to say it's $225, and you can convert all the cabinet heights, bathroom 2 or any additional cabinets up to that 36-inch height. And if you want to customize it and go even higher, we could go even higher. So I've worked with people that are very tall and they wanted 40-inch counter heights, and we've done that before. I've actually worked with customers that are very short that wanted all the cabinet heights converted down to a 31-inch counter height. Also, for like ADA needs, we've also worked with a lot of customers on removing cabinets underneath of a sink, so that somebody could like roll a wheelchair up into that space and things like that. So working with people that have kind of special needs in those regards, we can try to work that out with you. Can you take out bedroom 2 and make that a bonus room and make that area loft look over the living room? Okay, maybe. So what I would say to that is possibly. Now we've got this process where we can kind of redline the plans and modify it and tweak it. So since you asked, let's go ahead and share a new screen here. Or no, I can keep on the screen. So let me tell you why it'd be important to kind of talk to a homeownership counselor about something like that. I know, just go away. Question answer. So let's do that. So I'll answer your question here just to get to this one. Have we used a builder before that all the upgrades are out of pocket and not built into the mortgage? How does that work with Adair? We can put all of these items into your construction loan. And if you guys have lending questions, feel free to fire them at me. I know enough to be dangerous to answer lending questions, but we can roll the entire project, the purchase of the land, the purchase of your septic system, the cost of the permits, the structure, the upgrades. We have a partner lender that will roll all of this together into a single closed construction loan. So yes, you can roll this entire project into a construction loan. Currently, the down payment requirement with our partner is a 5% down payment on the total project cost. So that's what you're looking at from a down payment standpoint. Okay, so can I move this? I've got this bar. I'm not sure if you guys can. Oh, there we go. I can move it. Great. Okay, so let's go to the floor plan. Okay, so can you guys see the floor plan? Let me give me a resounding yes. The average amount spent on upgrades is a difficult question to answer, to be honest with you. I have sold hundreds of houses for Adair Homes, and I can say that a lot, honestly, it's generally budget driven. A lot, some people will spend, $2,000-$3,000, like very little on upgrades. And very little on upgrades. They'll spend very little on upgrades. And then some customers I've had go $200,000-$300,000 in upgrades, all kinds of customizations, all kinds of options. If I were to say an average on what I would call a well upgraded home, upgraded cabinets, quartz counters throughout, tile shower in the master, upgraded flooring throughout the home, 9-foot plate height, rear patio cover. I mean, if you're thinking I want a well upgraded home, most of your standard options, fireplaces, things like that, honestly, probably $100,000 to $150,000 in upgrades. You can get crazier than that. But I would say you would probably see $100,000 to $150,000. And then most people, when they're pricing out, it's if they can price in $100,000 in upgrades, I find that is a great situation for people to, when I would meet with customers, I tell them to treat it like Christmas. If you think you want it in your house, let's put it in the quote. So you've got options. So you've got the options to look at. You've got the prices in front of you. Gives, and no pressure from me. I don't care what you pick, what you don't pick. I'm going to hand this back to you, and you guys prioritize it, and you guys get your own comfortable budget. So no pressure on our end. We'll just show you. We'll just show you what we can do for you. When does that amount become locked on your home? So that amount becomes locked on your home. Also, there's a range on septic install. So septic installation, if you're going to pay a professional to do it, standard systems around here run about $8,000. Advanced systems can run $20,000, $25,000. So it depends on what the septic approval is for. If you need a fancy system or a not fancy system, but $8,000 to $25,000. So it's a pretty broad range. Okay, so let's take a look at this plan and see if what you're talking about is feasible. So what you were saying is, can you turn this into the bonus room and then open this up down below? So the things that we'd have to look at with a home ownership counselor is what's going on downstairs and how do these things match up. So clearly this is a structural wall right here. And so what we would have to do is literally overlay one on top of the other to see if that could be opened up at that point. So let's go back upstairs and I'll just give you my sense of it. Yeah, those walls probably line up. Now, okay, so here's the deal. This is how we would do this. That is a structurally complex change. What I would do is I would call a drafter and a purchasing agent on your behalf, and I would have a quick conversation with them. Hey, can you guys, if I send in a red line, if I just scratch this up to you guys and I send it to you, can you confidently give me a price on what it would take to make that change? And they'll put their heads together real quick. They'll look at it and say, yeah, we can do that. Or they might say, that's a really structurally complex option. We are not confident that we can give you an accurate price for that. And then at that point, customers can opt to roll into a highly modified or a fully custom home program. It's a different route, and it takes an upfront deposit. So it's a $5,000 deposit upfront. But what that does is it'll get you a meeting with a drafter. It'll get you a meeting with a purchaser. And what we'll do is we'll render a full set of concepts for you in advance to you ordering a home. So they'll generate specific concepts for you. That could be a modified version of our existing plan, or that could be something that you scratched on a piece of paper and want to know how much that would cost. So we can do modified custom, we can do fully custom. It takes an upfront investment to engage that team and their efforts on doing all that work for you. But it is currently it's a pretty quick process. We can get into the meetings relatively quickly, produce plans over the course of a couple weeks, and price it out over the course of a couple additional weeks. So we can run you through that process. It takes a little bit longer, of course, than doing this route because there's just more work up front. But if it's too complex to determine, then we give you the option of entering that route. My opinion, yeah, I think we could probably price that out without going down a custom route. We just have to determine where those walls are going to be with a quick overlay and discuss what are we going to do with those spaces. because obviously you'd have to extend it from this point. So you'd have, you know, the ability to enter into this space over here. And maybe you call this a bonus room. Maybe you leave this as a bedroom, and then you do like an open rail, like a 3-foot tall open rail right there. And then bedroom 4 and 5, look out over to the great room as a bonus room would be an option. So again, something we would sit down and kind of talk about on the plans. Well, and since you inquired, I think, do I have it? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and you asked a specific question, so I'd like to give you a specific answer. So I'm going to print a set of these plans and tell you that staircase size, if I can figure out how to do this without slowing everybody down and annoying all you guys. Now let's just try to do it. Okay, so let me minimize this and we can get back to looking at the video. So let's go to the video. Okay, let's play that. So the house is just getting ready to get done. So we got the blue tape everywhere to identify little nicks and dings that we're coming back to fix and working with our contractors on. Mirrors come standard in the bathroom. Nothing too special, nothing ornate about them. So a lot of people trim them out if they like and things like that. And the bonus room on this house is huge. It really is a great family living space, which, and if you did it open to below, it'd be a great open space to below. You'll see that we added can lights in here. The can lights don't come standard. It just has a standard top mount light, but you can replace it with the can lights. This is a great room. I've done it before. To add windows to this room. So if you do have views out the sides, it'll give you great views out there. It's we can price in larger windows or more windows very easily in the plans. I'd say that's probably the most popular custom option we do is window sizes and additional windows that we'll put in a plan. Oh, we've jumped. We're up to 15 people. We've got a good group. Looks like they are almost ready to move in. We're itching to get going here. I have an option to do matte black. So we've got an option. We can do a custom option on matte black door finishes, hinges, bathroom accessories. I've got an option for matte black bathroom accessories, and I've got an option for matte black plumbing fixtures from Moen. Which is the Genta series. The one thing that we're struggling, oh, there we go, there's the front again. The one thing that we're honestly struggling to source right now is black lighting fixtures. That's the one thing that we don't have a source. So in that case, if you found something, that'd probably be one of those things where we could try to work with the superintendents directly. You'll see the little foundation bump out right here for the fireplace. So if you do a foundation bump out for a fireplace, they just put a little roof space over it and kind of push the wall out right there. Or if you want the fireplace built so it comes into the room, we can do it that way as well. It is not an option to have laminate flooring on the stairs. Your only option on the stairs is to do wood flooring, engineered hardwoods. We can do on stairs or carpet. So there's the two options we'll work with. I actually recently did I've done multiple houses where they wanted luxury vinyl or laminate through a lot of the space. And we did do it on stairs, and I thought it turned out great. You might look at pictures that we've got online of I believe it was a Columbia house. I don't know if we took pictures of it, but we did it black stairs. We have basically a black engineered hardwood, and it really like kind of popped out on the stairs and things like that. So instead of trying to like make it look close, we decided that let's do something starkly different. So the stairs just make kind of a statement piece or whatever. So I thought it came out fantastic. Windows, we use gelled wind for all of our windows in the houses. And we've got some options on the windows, please. So it told me that I had a problem printing. So for the width of the staircase, I would say, I don't want to make it up to you. Call an office and ask them to print a scaled version to get it to you. I'm sure it's probably 3 feet wide. But was there a specific reason that you were asking, or something that I could point to on that for you? And then costume engineered hardware on the stairs. So it kind of depends on the stairs, but it's not a cheap one. It's not a cheap one. I would say engineered hardwood on the stairs is usually going to run you $5,000 ish. Okay, and I got no open questions right now. So, oh, yes, we do. I lied. Okay, so we would measure that out for you. We could measure that out for you for sure. And we could look at the plan and what's upstairs and what's downstairs, and definitely work on the width of the stairs. That would be not a problem. We could work with you on the width of the stairs that you like. Most of our staircases are what you would call a half wall, not open rail. Open rails, gosh, it's been a little while since I've been selling. Again, it's not an inexpensive option. I would say it's generally about $7,000 to do open rails, but it kind of depends on how long and how much. Sometimes it's only about $3,000 because it's it's only an X number of feet a section. But when you go up all the way up the stairs, then you look out over a great room, and you're using more of an open rail system, the cost can definitely kind of get higher from there and things like that. Well, since I have you guys on here, we've got about 10 minutes. I'll show you kind of, let's take you internal here. Okay. Hope you guys are ready. I'll take you to a page that I like to show people at times. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so like things that I would talk with customers about would be, I don't show it there. So with like cabinets, for example, a lot of people are interested in cabinet options like recycling pull-out drawers. We can do recycling pull-out drawers, lazy Susans in the corner, pull-out shelves in your cabinetry, spice racks in your cabinetry. So being that we work with a custom cabinet maker, we can do a lot of different varieties of custom options, plate racks, wine racks, you name it. We can work with a lot of different things on cabinetry options. When we go to, let's see here, I wanted to see, I think it's here. So on the staircases, we generally have two options. So one would be something like this, like a wood rail that's available, and these iron posts that go down. Or a lot of people like, I think let's jump to a plan I know that's got a nice picture of it. The other style of open rail that I'll see a lot, that I like a lot, is on this, like this, with like these newel posts with these 2x2 painted white rails. So those are the two kinds of open rail staircases that we would work with. So to hopefully answer your question as far as that goes. And we've got a ton of options that we can kind of do on this. And then if you haven't gone and looked, a lot of our houses have virtual open houses that are available online. So this done in other ones. And then we've got a lot of pictures on the plans. If you've gone to just our primary picture gallery, you're not seeing everything. You can go into the individual plans. So we'll go back to the Creston. Since that's the house that we're looking at today, go back into the Creston, and the photo gallery within the Creston. I have a sneaky reason for showing this too. The photo gallery of the Creston will be images from past builds. This was my customer's house and my pictures of a home that we did in Bonita, Oregon, of a Creston. So with a variety of different kind of finishes and options. This one has laminate flooring throughout the bottom. saying, and this did a dark gray cabinet instead of a painted white cabinet, full height backsplash instead of a 6-inch backsplash. So if you haven't done so, go through the homes that you're interested in and look at the photo galleries. It can be a really good inspiration for what you want to do. I pointed to this one also because maybe it's here, maybe it's not here, but we've got, oh yeah. So this is an example of like adding windows, they're looking out into, some wetlands and river space and things like that. So we added a bunch of windows in this house just so they could access all of their views and everything like that. So just feel free to go online and search it out. And lastly, get with the homeownership counselors so they can give you context on what it's going to look like on your property, on your lot. They can give you a fair range estimate for what site development costs are for the area you're looking in, a permit range, a septic range, excavation range. So they can really start to hone in with you on, the cost of a build for you. Again, it's a wide range. I've seen jurisdiction costs be as low as $25,000, $30,000. I've seen it get up over $100,000. So your best place would be to start sitting down with somebody and talking about those things. For wall texture, yes. Gosh, I don't think it's on the pictures right here. Now that would be based off of region. I had in our region, our drywaller was phenomenal. So he would do, he had different finish options. Standard is we do what's called orange peel on the walls and a knockdown brocade on the ceiling, which has a nice look. But a lot of my customers, not a lot, a handful of my customers would opt for what they call a Santa Fe texture, which is more of a hand troweled, gives you more of like kind of that classic, what is the word I'm looking for? Like kind of old school, like more of a kind of a plastered look on a wall and things like that. So yeah, so that's by branch though, because like I said, our drywaller was very talented and had those kind of options available. So you'd want to check with your local branch to see if their drywaller offers those options. But oftentimes a lot of people will do like a Santa Fe texture, which is a nice look. So cool. All right, one last shot before I kill this for everybody. So any other questions? Raise your hand. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Short of that, please go call your local office and sit down and talk to somebody and see what this looks like for you. You're welcome very much. I enjoyed the conversation. I think we handled it well with one person. Usually we have somebody answer the questions and somebody do the presentation. So I did my best doing both. Okay, great. Awesome. Thanks everybody. I really enjoyed the conversation and the questions and things like that. So we will talk to you later. Bye now.